that I have observed over last 10 years of my career is that we are not a startup friendly country yet. It takes a great deal of effort for somebody to start a company in India. Although that is changing, new investments are coming into the country, and foreign people are, willing to put some money here, maybe 500K, maybe $1 million or something like that, for people who want to start companies here. I mean, there are a lot of training and placement officers here, and I want you to also understand that, employment is not just about taking up a job in a big company, branded company. Yes, that is one of the ways. Other way could be to encourage students to start their own company, and they can then employ their friends, juniors, and so forth. Or if they are themselves, aware about startups, then they can find opportunities in startups also. There is a job portal called dreamstarts.in that I saw some days ago, which purely deals with, starting a structure where you can train people for employability and things like that. But what can we do till the time, we don't have that structure in place, right? So I just want to share a couple of stories, and which is where you can just encourage students to do such things as the ones that I'm going to share. So in my first year, like when I was in IIT Bombay, my parents were putting, some money into my education, and IIT was still, not that expensive at that time, but still it was my parents' hard-earned money, right, that was going into my education. And as any youngster, I wanted to have fun. I wanted to enjoy life. I wanted to go out to clubs, travel in the Western cards. But where do I get money for that? So I talked to some of my friends, and I said, okay, we have cleared IIT, and let us, start taking coaching classes. And it was first year, and we were able to, find some time to go and, put some pamphlets out there in, Mumbai apartments, and, get some students to coach on IIT and, things like that. And we made pretty decent money. I mean, we made about 5,000 rupees a month per person. So that was a, good hard cash in the pocket for having, fun in life. But then, after a couple of months, we got a bit serious, and so I mean, IIT provided us with an infrastructure where we could, if we had our computers, we could plug it into our network and access the intranet as well as the internet. But computers were still very expensive. I mean, a desktop computer costed like 55,000 rupees, a decent one at that time. So then somebody told me that, why not, assemble your own computer, and, probably it will cost cheaper. Okay, so I traveled, to some remote location in Mumbai in the local train. And, I found this little market there where they were selling a lot of computer hardware. And believe it or not, I mean, it was such an amazing place. The prices of the each and individual item, like component, like the CPU or memory card or the case in which the computer is encased, your CPU is encased, the prices used to fluctuate like gold prices or, currency prices. Like they would ask, what's the current price? What's the current price? And, it was such a, like amazing market there. So anyway, I was able to, procure some of the parts from there, and I brought them home, and it was my first computer assembly ever. And I was very scared because, I was still using some of my parents' money and some of the money that I had earned while coaching students. And I assembled the computer, and it all worked fine, okay, to my satisfaction. And I was very happy that I saved a lot of money. It costed me about 35,000 rupees odd, instead of 55,000 rupees that I would have otherwise spent buying a computer from a vendor. So then my friends got interested that, okay, you got a good deal, you saved 20,000 rupees, and why don't you do it for us also? So I naturally started getting orders from my own peers, right? So then I built one computer, then I built another, and one day I burnt somebody's chipset also. And some smoke started coming out of the computer after assembly, and I was scared. But it's all part of the learning experience. So the point I'm trying to say is I was able to get this done, even though there was tremendous academic pressure on us in IIT. First year is very difficult, and second year and on, I mean, you get into your own special topics. For example, I was in computer science, so we started computer theory courses and things like that. So what I would look forward to is that if institutions are able to encourage students to pursue such things, you need not necessarily provide, a big infrastructure and time slots and things like that to begin with. I mean, change is always slow and gradual, and it is actually good if it is slow and gradual. We think about, conquering the world, and tomorrow, we'll bring a big change in Indian mentality and everything. Those are great dreams to have. Those are the states that we want to be, but it's not going to happen tomorrow. It's not going to happen in 1 year. But at least start encouraging students to develop an entrepreneurial mindset. And encouragement takes nothing. It just needs a pat on the back, okay? And it can do wonders. So I just want to touch a few topics on how we can go about encouraging students, all right? So first of all, I mean, this is just a short intro of my company. I mean, since we are all talking about employment and stuff like that, I mean, employment typically has three stages for any company. First is discovering the candidates. You discover candidates through different means. It could be, Naukri.com or Monster.com or through campus selections or referrals. Then there is the candidate interviewing stage, where you interview the candidate whether he is employable in the company or not. And finally is candidate induction. Okay, and finally is candidate induction. Then the offer has been given, and then there is this whole training process and things like that. So we sit somewhere in the middle, and we enable organizations to conduct remote interviews remotely. So we help, save time, money, and effort in interviewing. So that's just a brief intro about the company. You can visit our website to know more. But I'll just, get back to the key focus again. So what should, your students or candidates know about startups? Because that is definitely a very, very viable option for them. And, it can work wonders for them. So they should know about the benefits versus constraints of working in a startup or starting their own companies. Okay, most students are not even aware of that. Then if you are trying to get a job in a startup, then what are the skills required by a startup? Because startup has a very different set of constraints than a typical organization has. We'll talk more about it. And then once you understand these two things, then how do you acquire those skills? And as I said earlier, no separate slot is required. You can, I mean, think about it. What are students doing in their vacation time? What are they doing in their Diwali time? What are they doing in winter vacations, summer vacations, right? Can we encourage them to utilize all that time to achieve something, right? And I'm telling you, it's all encouragement that is required. And then finally, what happens after you have worked for a startup or after you have started your company? So if students are aware of this life cycle, then probably they'll be more, interested in working for a startup or starting their own company. So one of the benefits is that you can probably take home from here is that, I mean, there is a terrific exposure of working in a startup. I mean, you not only learn technology, but you also learn some marketing skills. You also learn some day-to-day operations, right? I mean, I have to run to my company secretary to get a lot of legal things done. I have to run to my chartered accountant to, put the financial things in order. I have to talk to my investor to, like for business development things. I have to connect with a lot of people. And these are not the skills that I learned somewhere. I never did an MBA course, right? I have failed a lot of times in my life, but fortunately I was able to develop a sportsman-like spirit that, okay, you fall, you dust yourself off, and then you look at the next challenge ahead. And this exposure and this personality development, which is the second point, sportsmanship and salesmanship. The sportsmanship is something that I was talking about, is something that is acquired. It cannot be taught. You cannot teach a person to be a sportsman, right? They have to experience it themselves that, okay, even after falling, you can rise. Even after losing one cricket match, you can win the next one. It's always a new match. It's always a new day. All right. And then third point is exponential growth opportunity. Of course, if you work in a startup and it becomes successful, good startups grow at 10 times, 20 times, 30 times pace. I know people who are my batchmate who have created 1,000 crore value companies in just 5 years of time. 1,000 crores, right? And so, and then in terms of growth opportunity, there is promise of, good designation, compensation, and equity if the company is doing well. If the company is not doing well, then growth opportunity, of course, doesn't make sense, right? But you jump into a startup because you believe that, it will one day do well. So these are the benefits that must be communicated to students. Now, why am I emphasizing on communication? Because, as we have talked a little bit about Indian mentality here, we are still very conservative in such terms, right? I'll give you one example. So I do a little bit of trading as well. And recently, I learned somewhere that retail investors are not at all participating in the Indian equity, although it is given more than 50% returns over last 1 year, right? The Nifty went from 4,500 all the way up to almost 6,100 right now, right? But no retail investor participated. Why? Because we are not willing to take risks. What is it? Well, why, right? Okay, I'm not asking a student or somebody to, quit your day job or quit your regular studies, right? But in your free time, okay, enjoy your sports, but also try to achieve something else, right? Try to learn some skills, try to take some risks, try to put a small business together. So all these things need to be communicated to students, and it can be done very easily, right? Very easily. But first, it will begin only if the institutions are willing to communicate the students in the first place, right? Okay, so startups are not all rosy. There are a lot of issues also with startups. Firstly, there's limited funding, so compensation is little less than what market is willing to offer. There is less time to market. In a typical company, you'll probably have a long product development cycle where you design things, and then you develop things, and then you test things, and then you make documentation around that, and then you package everything in nicely, and then take it to your customers, and then there are salespeople who do that. No, startups cannot do that, right? Startups, maybe there are 2 or 3 people who will have to do the entire thing. So startups typically focus on something what we call as MVP, minimum viable product. Okay, this is something small that I'm starting with. I'll take it to 100 people across and see what they have to say. If they want some improvements, I'll do that. If they don't, and if they like the product, I'll sell it. And then maybe I'll try to raise more money and try to bring in more processes and make our software better, or whatever, software, product, service, whatever, right? So there is very little time to market. And then there is zero brand recall, right? So who knows Jet HR, for example, today? Nobody, right? So but it will take time for the brand to come up, for the brand to emerge. And so I guess people are more focused on getting jobs where you get a good brand. Okay, I got a job in Infosys. I'm not saying those are bad companies. They are awesome companies, very good companies to work for. But the attitude of students and parents, and maybe also to some degree of institutions, is that, the best organization should come to our institutions. And which is where, startups don't get much opportunity to expose themselves. That's number one. And then students also start thinking that, startups are maybe, not such a nice place to work at. So all these things need to be communicated to students in a nice way. So startup is basically a commitment, and patience and beliefs are the greatest virtues. It takes time to make money in a startup. And again, this is something that again needs to be imbibed in students, that, if you're working for a startup, don't expect that, you'll get a 10%, 15% raise in a year's time, right? It takes some time. But having said that, it can give you benefits that a regular company cannot, which is why it can be worth a little risk. And as I again said, all these things cannot be directly taught to students. Yes, you can tell some of these things, but then some of the things they have to experience themselves. So how can they experience these things for themselves, right? So we have talked a little. I'll come to how to acquire those skills. Okay, so this slide just lists some of the skills that maybe that a typical startup like mine are looking for, okay? So yes, technology skills are required. We need good Java developers, we need good C++ programmers, we need good web developers. But we are not looking for somebody who is the best programmer in the world. We would love to have somebody like that in our company. Yes, why not, right? But that's not what we are looking for. We want somebody who can just write good code, okay? Then we want some marketing skills. This is something that engineering institutions are missing today, and I understand your problem that a slot is required, but this is something that you can just at least encourage students to try for in their free time. So digital marketing, search engine optimization, search. Okay, there is a spelling mistake there. It is SEM, not SCM. Search engine marketing, right? So how Google works. Right? For example, how can you, if you have a company, then how can you put forward your company through SEO and SEM, right? And again, I am not talking about having expertise in these areas, okay? Even if I can find who's a jack of all trades, I'll be very happy to have that instead of the best coder in this world, because in a startup, there are limited resources and one person should be able to handle multiple areas like marketing, like sales, like business development, like technology. All right. So, yes, one of the things that is very, very important for a startup is that the person should be self-driven to solve problems. Okay. And treat Google as a friend. You can almost find anything on Google these days. And even if you can't find a solution to your problem, you can network with people through Google or through forums, and then try to get a resolution to your problem. So self-driven attitude is very, very important, okay, which is what, again, probably the institutions are not doing a justice to, because here we are telling people that, okay, this is the course, you have to study it, you have to get good marks in exam, and that's the kind of framework that students get in, and that's what they expect, that somebody will tell them what to do. In startups, yes, you get a mission, but after that you are on your own, figure out your way. And then again, understanding of equity is very important. So in our country, in our world, in our universe, everybody is asking, okay, how much do you earn? 5 lakhs a year, 10 lakhs a year, 15 lakhs a year. Recently, a graduate from BITS Pilani got 1.16 crores of offer from Google, if I'm not wrong. Okay, there is news all over the place, right? So money is, who doesn't want to earn money? I also want to earn money, right? Money is important, but money is not the only way. Hard cash, hard compensation is not the only way, to earn money, right? There is equity also. You can own a piece of a company, right? And if the company grows, and if you are able to make an exit through an IPO or through an acquisition, or even if you are running as a lifestyle business, through equity, you can get whatever, profit sharing, whatever, and you can earn money. So most people don't understand the concept of equity, right? As I said, retail participation in Indian stock market is almost zero, right? If you compare it to mutual funds and, foreign equity investors, FIIs. So again, this is something probably that can be taught, in an institution. So if you have electives, there are electives for psychology courses, there are electives for other things. Maybe this can be introduced as an introduced as an elective. Maybe they can be an elective course all about startups, right? Some student is interested, he or she can take the elective and learn about that. So these are some of the skills that startups are looking for. And if an organization or an institution can provide a talent pool equipped with these skills, I think startups will be delighted to go to that institution. Now, okay, so fine, we understand, okay, startups can be a great place to work. We understand what our skill sets are required, but we also understand the constraints that until unless, there are slots allotted to teach such things, we cannot really impart those skills. So what can be done? So as I said, give a pat on the back to the students to try out something in his or her free time, Okay, it could be something as simple as making a content portal, right? Pick up a topic, maybe health topic, maybe employability topic, maybe fashion topic. Just make a website, write 100 articles, do some research on the internet. Okay, try to get some traffic through SEO and SCM that I was talking about. Doesn't cost anything. Hardware costs are very cheap these days. You can probably get a server for even 1,000 rupees a month. 500 rupees month servers are also available, right? And then if you're not getting traffic, then analyze, right? What went wrong? What is it that we are doing wrong? What is it that our competitors are doing, right? And then try to do this in 3 months, 4 months, because at the end of the day, things have to be time bounded. You cannot keep on taking risks or keep on trying the same thing again and again throughout your life, right? So keep it in a time bounded fashion, maybe 3 months, 4 months, summer vacation, maybe 1 year, take your time out in your free time, but try out something, experiment something beyond your studies. And that will give you such a great knowledge, and it will give you such a great confidence to go and build something on your own. You don't need help from a lot of people. Of course, it'll be foolish to think that you can achieve everything on your own, but it'll give leadership capabilities, it'll give executional capabilities, and more importantly, it'll give capability to go and figure out things on your own. And then with friends and family, again, to most of the startup guys you talk, they will say that friends and family are always a drag. My mother still keeps telling me, why don't you take up a regular job? Why don't you go to some big company, branded company? Why are you working so hard, right? So if we can try to create an environment where startups are encouraged, so slowly and slowly people will also come to know about, they'll also hear about success stories. There are of course failures as well, but then startups will become, students and families will be much more amenable to going out and venturing into a startup. So those are some of the things that come to my mind. To conclude, startups can provide a very, very great platform for career launching, and if the student or the talent pool is motivated enough, okay, we sometimes underestimate people, right? If they are motivated enough, they will go and acquire the necessary skills. The only thing is that they should have a sportsman-like attitude. They may not have communication skills, but if they go and talk to 50 people, they will slowly acquire it. They may not have the technological skills, but if they are motivated enough, they will go and figure it out. I didn't know web programming. I didn't know how to do public talking, right? All these things we figure it out on our own. So please encourage students to participate in some ideas of their own while they are studying, and encourage them to utilize their free time. Evening time, give maybe half an hour every day or 2 hours every day when they're in vacation, and who knows, something great can come out of it. So that is it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Romil. That was quite inspiring. I now have the pleasure to invite to the podium